And what Chef did, and I don't see him here, but what he told me he did is he made them and then froze them. So again, we're having a party. You can make this exact meal that I'm making now for your party next week, kind of ahead of time. The biggest question that I get, one of the biggest questions I get is, how do you get everything ready on time? Right? Isn't that the question you guys have? Because I think about it. That's all I do. I mean, I'm not just doing that. Tonight, I'm going to be knocking out, 20, 30 dishes at a time. I'm just orchestrating it. It's like an orchestra, right? So I'm just thinking about every single thing that's happening, making sure it all comes out together. So to make a biscuit, what's flour? We're gonna put flour in a bowl. What is a biscuit? What do people like about a biscuit? Flaky. Well, we took the title. What else? Buttery. Good. Okay. What else? Warm. Very good. I said that. That's the one I was looking for. It's light. There we go. Look at that. Light and flaky. Those are kind of what people are looking for in a biscuit. Not hard as a rock, right? That's not what we're looking for. So there's a couple ways that this occurs. We have cold butter, diced up. Can you put that in there? And put this in there. And a little bit of Crisco, or whatever they call it these days. But not the ones with the bad fats. What is it? What is it, the bad fat? Trans fat's horrible.
Why not just butter?
You could do straight butter. This is the one that we're talking about source. We found it to be a little bit lighter. The butter can be a little bit heavy. We're going to add baking powder. What is it? Baking powder, baking soda, both? Both, right? Baking soda, baking powder, and salt. You're just going to start mixing it up, kind of breaking it apart. No, like that. You want to kind of like this. So what we're going to do is kind of, I know my back's going to apologize. We're going to just keep breaking it apart, kind of rolling it between your fingers. What we're going to do is similar to like a croissant. Similar to like a croissant. Anyone know why a croissant is so light and flaky? Butter is exactly the reason. But how it occurs. What happens is they take, no, not quite, is they take the dough and they put it like this, and they put butter on it, and they fold it, and it's third by third, roll it out, again, butter, fold it, keep doing that. So they create layers and layers of butter. So we're going to do the same thing by not breaking down the butter too small, making it almost like BB sizes. Okay, so instead of crunching, we're going to crumble it. And what happens is, going back to the croissant, and occurs here, is that the butter gets trapped inside and it boils, right, when it cooks. So it releases oxygen. So therefore it makes it leaven or rise. That's why it occurs. Kind of cool, I think. So Scott's done a good job here. If you can see, can you guys see this? Yeah, I don't know, can you see that? So you can see it's kind of crumbly, right? Not too broken apart. Really, really, really easy. Now we're going to add some buttermilk. Can you make a well in the center? Nice job. Now let's mix it up. Again, not overworking it. We are not trying to activate the gluten, because then it gets stretchy and it will be hard as a rock, and we don't want that, right? So we're going to add, and I know this recipe is really good, so you just follow this recipe. Don't try to create this recipe. And what I'm looking for is that it's going to hold together. And that's getting pretty close. And add a little bit more buttermilk, because we're kind of winging it up here. Mix that up. Really, 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 really easy. I mean, there's nothing better than a warm biscuit, I think. And you can make these, put them on a cookie sheet, right, on wax paper and freeze them. Then just pop them off that, put them in a bag, so you have them in your Ziploc bag in your freezer, right? Sunday morning, you want to have something for breakfast? Fresh biscuit, you can't really go wrong. Right? Biscuit and eggs. I think to me that sounds good. All right, doing pretty good. So now we're going to turn it out, like so. And all we're going to do is just pat it down, push it together, and pat it down. Not too thin, just like that. And let's get some gloves off. Let's get some cutter. And we're going to get cutters. But do we have to use cutters? If you want to, but you could cut diamonds or squares. Doesn't necessarily help it cook. Circular is better though for cooking, I suppose, than a square, because the tip ends we cook a little bit less. But and whatever size you want. And what's great about it is with this, like making cookies, is so we cut it. There we go. So there, we have a biscuit. Nice and easy, right? How long did that take? we can cut a bunch, and then take the dough, push it back together, and cut some more. And keep cutting it. Great, let's clear this down.